Good morning, 8th class. In today's class, I am going to discuss the third factor which affects the climate of Asia. I am going to discuss, that is physical features. As you know, the definition of physical features. In physical features, we studied about the mountains, plains and others, plateau. But here, we are only going to discuss mountains. In Asia, as you know, it's a vast continent. We have so many mountain ranges here. So it impacts the climate of the Asia. The Asian landform is highly varied. The continent constitutes many mountain ranges, especially it include Mount Everest and the Himalaya ranges. These Himalaya ranges influence too much through the precipitation patterns of the Asia. How it affects mountains force incoming air to rise, and when air rises, it cools and condenses. Now listen. How it impacts the precipitation pattern. As you know, wind blows from the plain up to the mountain sides. Okay, so then from mountains, what mountains will do? It will direct the air to go upwards, and what happens when air is warm, it will rises upwards, and when it rises upwards, and after some time it will get cooled down and it condenses. Look here, in here I wrote, warm air rises upwards, start cooling down. And you know, warm air, what it has water vapor. Why? Because when temperature is high, we have evaporation, and due to evaporation, there in the air we have water vapor, and due to that water vapor start cooling down. Then what happen? Condensation, and after condensation, formation of water droplets, and it means clouds. When these droplets of water, or when these clouds of water become very heavy and it's difficult for them to float in the air, then they fall down as the precipitation and in the form of rain, dew, hail and snow. Okay, this is the pattern of the way we will get rainfall. How it is? Warm air rises upwards, then it start cooling down, then condensation. Due to condensation, that formation of water droplets become clouds, and those clouds after some time it gets too heavy, so it is difficult for them to hold in the air. So it comes in the form of rain, dew, hail and snow. So now one more thing, it's how mountain affects the rain shadow effect. In rain shadow effect, as you will see in the diagram, this is called rain shadow effect. In rain shadow effect, we have two parts, windward and leeward. Okay, when prevailing winds go upward here, from down to up, we will say downward. Okay, windward. Okay, when it will go down to up, we will say windward. And what happens? This mountains, it's stopping, or it's directing the air to the upwards. Look here, this mountain stops the air here. On this area, it's not reached. So mountains force the air to go upward. It start rising air, cools and condensation. And then condensation, how we will get in the form of rain here. And this one is leeward. This side is leeward. This side we get less air. Okay. So then it will get dry air here. So most of the parts, this one is, we will get dry and dry area. We don't get more rain. Most of the time it's dry and desert-like climate. Best example is Aravalli and Thar Desert in India. Look here. This is, suppose Aravalli. This is the northeast part. It starts from here. Okay, Aravalli, it's extend up to here. And this is Thar Desert. Look here. Now wind starts from here, and this one is the Aravalli up to here, and then this is, here we can see the windward. So rain comes in Delhi, Punjab, Haryana, you know, this side, and those side Rajasthan, Thar Desert in Rajasthan. Here we can see the effect of leeward. Here this Aravalli, here air goes up and we will get, air rises up and then we will get rain here. And this side, it stops the air to go this side and very less air. So this side we have Thar. We don't get any rainfall. So due to that Thar desert, we will get here Thar desert. Here this is the windward effect and this is the leeward. So it is called the rain shadow effect. I hope you people understand. I'm going to send the diagram also. You can for your better understanding. So this is how physical feature affects the climate of Asia. Number 4, winds. As you know, movement of air we call winds, and due to winds we will get high pressure area and low pressure area. So when winds move from high pressure to low pressure, then from low pressure it will go up, then we will experience rain. So monsoon rain, it's due to winds. So now in Asia continent, where we will get more rain in South Past and Southeast Asia. Okay, look here. This is the south part, this is south part of Asia. So where we will get in South and Southeast Asia. This is the green, where we will get the most, where we experience more rainfall. In India we have monsoon type of climate, and here also. Most of the rainfall when we will get in summer, because we experience monsoon in the summer season. Now come on the book, what is written in your book. The summer monsoon and the winter monsoon determine the climate for the most of the South and Southeast Asia. As I told you, we experience monsoon only in South Asia and Southeast Asia. In South we have India, and Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Myanmar, okay, Bangladesh. And Bangladesh, you know, every time when it's monsoon happen in summer, floods comes there. So you can imagine how much rain happens there. Okay, these winds change direction with the change of season. In summer, wind's direction is south to west, and in winter it's north to east. Now come. The summer monsoon is associated with heavy rainfall. When we experience more rainfall in summer, it usually starts from April to and end into September. As winter ends, after when winters finish, as winter ends, which season we start? Summer season. Moist air from the southwest Indian Ocean. Look here. This is the south part of India. Okay. So how wind will blow? South to west part. This is the west part of India. And first where we experience rain here in the coastal area. Then slowly we will get up to Punjab and this side. Okay, on the Rajasthan side, because Aravalli mountains, due to the Aravalli mountains leeward effects, we don't get rain in the Rajasthan area. Here we have desert. And in so southwest Indian Ocean blows towards countries like India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and Myanmar, where we more experience rain in these 4 countries: India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and Myanmar. You can underline these: India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and Myanmar. If in short questions it come, where we have more rain in Asia, you can write the 4 countries name: India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and Myanmar. The summer monsoon brings a humid climate also. As you know, at present we are experiencing humid climate, and torrential means rapidly rainfall to these areas. Now come on the winter monsoon. As in winter monsoon, I told you in winter how wind blows from north to east. Okay, northeast. And it starts from October to April. Is well known, then it's rain and is less. In winter we experience less rain than comparative to the summer season. The dry winter monsoon blows from the north to east. In north area we have mountains. So where we experience rainfall first in the Punjab, and as it will go up to south side of the coastal area, don't experience any rain sometime it south side in winter very less rainfall, and even then in the north side also less, but not that less comparative to the south area. Due to that, sometimes south area have no rainfall and then they have to face drought also. Winter monsoon are less powerful than the summer monsoon in Southeast Asia. In this part, because the Himalaya mountains prevent much of the wind and moisture of the monsoon from reaching the coast. The Himalaya also prevent much of the cool air from the reaching place like southern India. Means because it is far. If you will see Himalayas in the north and southern part, it is far. So, and in southern India, Sri Lanka sometimes have no rain, and due to that these areas warm whole year. Winter monsoon are sometimes associated with droughts, especially in south part of the Asia and in the Southeast Asia. It's all about wind. Now fourth factor is ocean currents. First of all, I want to explain you what is the meaning of ocean currents. Ocean current is a the movement of water generated by forces acting upon mean flow on the sea. As you know, when water also have force, and in the ocean what we have? Water. Due to that forces we can see the ocean currents. And how it works? It is work in the round. It is go round as a conveyor belt. You people see how conveyor belt will move. It is start from one way and it is go in the round direction. And ocean currents, what is the work of ocean currents? Ocean currents works, it transport the water from warm water to the cold side and from the cold pole side, like equator to pole and pole to equator. And it also regulates the global climate. As you know, some oceans are hot water and means warm water, and some like Arctic oceans have cold, Pacific cold, and even the Indian Ocean also have hot water. So when these water mix together, it affects the climate, global climate. So where we have a hot weather or hot water, when water mixed, we will get cold water and cool water. When cold and hot water mixed, we will get cool. These ocean currents, what is in ocean currents? Regulate global climate. It helps. If question come, what is how ocean currents helps? We will say the ocean currents helps to regulate the global climate. How it helps? When hot water meets with cold water, it affects. Helping to counteract the uneven distribution of solar radiation reaching the Earth's surface. In Asian climate, we have two ocean currents. One is oceocurrent and one is Kuroshio-current. Oceocurrent, it comes from the Arctic Ocean from the north side. As it is from the Arctic Ocean, so it is a cold current. Okay, and how it's work? It starts from the north to the Bering Sea. It starts from here, this current, this is Arctic Ocean. It starts from here and it comes down to Bering Sea. And due to here it meets to here in the Japan. In Japan, look here, in Japan here this side is other Kuroshio current. This is cold current. And both currents meets here, and then here it means moderate the temperature here. Because this side cold current coming, this is warm water current. So here it's moderate the temperature. So due to that, in Japan there is a coral reef. So it helps the coral reef to live or to sustain. Otherwise, if water is very cold, coral reef will not sustain. If coral reef is sustained due to the warm water current, from here it's coming. So it meets here. It comes like that. Okay. So now come. Oceocurrent is a cold subarctic that flows towards the south. Come this side. Okay. And the Bering Strait. This is here, Bering Strait. The oceocurrent affects the climate of eastern Russia. Due to this oceocurrent in Russia, we experience very cold weather, very cold climate, and it freezes in the winter. And most of the time, it is covered with the ice. It is only with the use of ice-breaking ships. And this because here is a port or sea, so here ships come, and those ships, because those ships are very heavy, and those ships break the ice. Now come on the Kuroshio current. Kuroshio current is also known as black current or Japan current. Is a north flowing ocean current or the west North Pacific Ocean. This is North Pacific. So this Kuroshio current comes from here. Okay. The coral reefs of Japan are sustained due to the warm waters of the Kuroshio current. The meeting point of the warm and cold waters results in the formation of a thick fog. When cold water and warm water meet together, so steam comes, so fog formed. Okay. The air that circulates over the warm currents becomes less warm and has a moderating effect on the climates of Japan and Taiwan. Now listen this point. The air that circulates over the warm currents. As you know, this is Pacific Ocean, and Pacific Ocean current is warm. When air circulates on this region, so that current's water gets cooled down. So air affects that water, and due to air, that water gets little bit cooled down. So it is due to that in Japan and Taiwan we have a moderate climate. If we don't have this cold water current, ocean currents, then we have to experience here also hot weather. Due to these ocean current and Kuroshio current meets together here, and due to that this side cool air comes and it circulates on the Pacific Ocean, warm air on the warm current. So it circulates the temperature. Sorry, how I will explain it. That cool air balance the temperature of the warm current, and due to this effect we experience in Japan and Taiwan, we have a moderating climate. It's all about the factors affecting the climate of Asia. So if you have any question or any doubt, you can ask me in the comment box. Thank you for today's lesson.